Placeholder. Can you hear me? Placeholder. Can you hear me?
Yeah. How are you today?
I am good, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hold on, I think I got two. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm doing good. Hey, I was wondering, what are your thoughts on the idea of do you know what an ur text is?
Oh, what?
Ur
Hold on, let
text, when
me.
people say,
I'm gonna add you to so people can see you.
no, no, thank you.
No, no, you're
Like,
not. You don't have to. You don't have to come on camera or anything. Just
oh, okay, okay, okay,
so people don't think that I'm just up here talking to myself.
okay.
Um. Okay. Can you? I don't know if there's anything I could do. Could you possibly like turn your camera on and off real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, it won't. It won't go. But all right.
Oh, can they hear me?
Yeah, I think they can hear you. But go ahead.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay, cool. So, when scholars say ur text, it normally means that they're trying to find the original material that a lot of other texts are based on. There's believed to be ur text of the New Testament. Q is an example of this. So, why is it that 18th and 19th century scholars are perfectly legitimate when they say that there's a Q source or an Aramaic New Testament, but whenever Muslims say that, they're suddenly like crazy for or they're self-contradicting?
Well, the Q source is a hypothetical source. It's not actually. There's no textual evidence like for this source. There's no manuscript evidence. It's just like a theory that people put forth to
Yeah.
try to.
So
Yeah.
Yep. So normally, whenever scholars say hypothesis, they mean that there's a substantial amount of evidence. There's just no final definitive proof, but it's normally like considered a consensus that there's some kind of Q source or Q plus source.
Yeah, they just think that, but there's no like they think that because of the similarities that's in the gospels when they're writing the same stories. So they're saying, oh, like maybe they have an actual source outside of this where they're getting these
Yeah.
things from. Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's no the thing is that there's no manuscript evidence nor like early historical evidence that says that, oh, when they were writing their gospels, they were copying off of this thing. There's nothing like that. So there's
Yeah.
no real reason
So
for me to accept it.
we do have crossover. We do know that that Papias, the early church father, or Papias, the early church father,
Papias?
would have, yes, exactly,
Mm-hmm.
would have also had access to the source. So again, whenever scholars make these claims, they're not
Yeah.
really
Okay.
just
So
trying to
notice how you're
make sweeping
saying that he
statements.
would have had access to the source, but
Yeah.
there's no manuscript evidence of this source.
So again, that's why it's hypothetical, but hypothetical doesn't mean evidence free. Those aren't the same thing. So again, there
Yeah, it's that
likely
it
is
hasn't
an
been
or text.
proven. That's what hypothetical is. It means that it hasn't been proven. There's manuscript evidence that the gospels were actually there in the first century. There's actual
So we
evidence for that.
so would you actually like to talk about the evidence of why there probably is an or text?
I'm I'm saying that, well, I know what the argument is for there being
What's
a
the
Q
argument?
for there being a Q source is the similarities between the synoptic gospels.
No,
They're
not
obviously
no.
the
Sorry, not just the Q source, but any or text.
choose one. We could talk about it, bro.
Sure. Well, let's take the idea of there being an Aramaic New Testament. So whenever Muhammad was talking with Medinian Jews, he was very likely reading from the Syriac Peshitta. The Syriac Peshitta is a manuscript of the New Testament that was in Syriac. It was used by
Yeah.
the early Syriac church fathers, right?
Hmm.
So there are some translation differences. What Muhammad is saying, whenever he, for example, alludes to himself being the Paraclete in the Gospel of John, he's not misreading the Greek. He's properly reading the Syriac.
No,
There
he's
is no
not.
cognate for the word paraclete in from Greek to Syriac, but there is if you change the word to mean future messenger or future helper of God, right?
Yeah, I
So
don't know where you
like
got that from,
again,
bro.
this is sure. I mean, do you want to pull up the primary sources?
You
Like
you
again, if you want
can.
to get
It's
scholarly about this, we can
you
do this.
can. It's gonna that verse is still gonna say the Holy Spirit.
No, not in the Syriac. That's
Yes,
the
it
point.
is, bro.
It's not. No. Let's. All right. Cool. Just one second. I'm gonna pull up the primary source. People in chat can also fact check this themselves. Look, if you look up the earliest primary Syriac translation, right, and if you look up the Peshitta, it does not use the exact cognate for the Koine Greek of Holy Spirit. That's not possible because that word doesn't exist in Syriac. It's not there.
Oh my god.
But like again, it seems like
So
whenever
paraclete doesn't mean Holy Spirit. Paraclete just means helper
yes, it's the
or
Greek word for
advocate.
like yes, yes, advocate, yes. So that word pediklutos doesn't really have a Syriac cognate. Like
The
that's the
thing
problem.
is that the Syriac does say who the paraclete is. It does say who that advocate is. It doesn't get
What do you
around
mean
that.
whenever you say that? What do you mean?
The verse that though, like the verses in John 14, 15, and 16, where it's talking about the paraclete, it
Yeah.
specifies who the paraclete is. And it
Oh yes,
says,
so I'm not talking about the early tradition. I'm talking about the
no.
specific word. Like if we're not arguing based on the
Here, just
context
pull
of
up your
what that
source. Pull up
manuscript
the
is
source.
saying,
Just pull up the source.
okay.
Just pull up the source.
Yes, I know what you're saying. I'm familiar with the argument, but that's not the argument I'm trying to make. I'm not trying to say that the context of that verse
Bro,
is talking about the
just
Holy Spirit.
pull up the
It clearly
source.
is. It could.
Okay, just pull up the source. And you're saying that when Muhammad was reading, when Muslims believed that he was illiterate and couldn't read.
He
What
didn't
are you,
need to read. He
what
just
are
hear
you
the word.
talking about?
He just had to hear the word. Are you kidding me? They
And he
didn't have
didn't
oral
speak.
transmission back then. They didn't have oral transmission back then. Is this a joke? Are you serious?
Yes,
He thinks there wasn't any oral.
the
Chat,
people
chat.
that
This,
he
this guy
had
thinks there's
contact
no
with,
oral.
the
This guy
people he
thinks
had
there's no oral
contact,
transmission
brother, the
back then.
people that
This
he
is
had contact
crazy.
with that were actually reading the scriptures believed in the Trinity, believed in Jesus' divinity, and didn't believe that there was another like messenger coming.
So the Syriac Christians, yes, I understand. That's not the argument that I'm trying to make.
Just pull up
I'm
your
talking
source,
about
bro.
linguistics. I'm
Just pull up
talking
your
about
source.
linguistics.
Okay,
Sure.
just pull up your source.
Syriac Peshitta, earliest codex. I think it's the Codex Syriacus.
The what? Codex Syriaticus.
No. The Syriac Sinaiticus, I think is what I meant to say.
Syriac Sinaiticus?
Yeah, so when people research these early manuscripts, they have all sorts of names like Codex Sinaiticus or Syriac.
Yeah, I know.
And just out of curiosity, while I'm pulling this up, are you like, do you think that anyone who tries to find the text in any way is like contradicting themselves or like has some sort of dilemma? Or is it only whenever like Muslims do it? Do you think it's a dilemma?
No, I think whenever anybody does it, it's just a lack of evidence.
No worries, man. Have a good day.
Exactly. Hey, bro, can you pull up a source? Hey, bro, I'm out of here, bro. Toodaloo, bro. 2 up, 2 down. Like, bro.